Coachella Valley, and welcome to Live with Your Chamber. I'm your host, Katie Stice, CEO at the Rancho Mirage Chamber of Commerce, and we're so close to Thanksgiving. We're thinking about all of you out there. If you're traveling, be safe. And speaking of traveling, our guests today, we're super excited because as you know, our airport is incredible. And today's guest is Daniel Meier, Deputy CM, Deputy Director of Aviation, Marketing, and Air Service. We're going to welcome him to the show now. Daniel, welcome. How are you today?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing very well. How are you today?
We are so excited, and we're so excited to talk to you today because I know the airport is jam-packed with travelers right now.
We're jam-packed with a lot. More flights, more airlines, you name it, we're busy.
And that's the name of the game. We really wanted to chat with you today and just talk about how much our airport has expanded, the awards, everything you guys are doing. It's a really exciting time because right now, as you know, we're just starting recovery and rebuilding of the valley and the comeback. And this is a big component to that.
Yeah, definitely. Got a lot going on. So
there is. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull up your presentation here, and please take it away and share with us all the great news.
All right. Well, I will start going through this. Hope you find it exciting, not too boring. I'm trying not to go for death by PowerPoint. So, all right. So I guess we're going to start a little bit with kind of just what we've been doing to the terminal over the past, months or year or whatever. So what's new when you're coming through, if you've noticed, if you're flying out for Thanksgiving, and if you're flying out for Thanksgiving, just FYI, please be here 90 minutes prior to your scheduled departure time. We have more flights and more airlines this Thanksgiving than we have in years past. And people I know are used to getting here and kind of selling through security. Between our busiest time right now is going to be from about 10:30 to about 2 o'clock this afternoon today. We expect over 2,500 people to pass through the checkpoint. So give yourself at least 90 minutes so you can get parked, get in, check your bags, all that kind of good jazz. Now, moving on. So speaking of checking in, what you're seeing in front of you, this past summer, we completed an expansion and renovation of our ticket lobby. And so if you flew out before, maybe in 2019 or whatever, early 2020, you saw the old ticket counter, ticket lobby, and it was much smaller, kind of more jam-packed. This one, we moved around some of the airline ticket offices that were behind the counters. We pushed the counters back almost close to 20 feet, it's a little over 19 feet. We were able to double the size of the ticket lobby. So we have this nice new passenger walking area out there, and space for people to queue, get checked in. So much more easier for people to navigate that area with their bags now. We also added more ticket counters to this one. We went from 48 to 58, but now with all the announcements, we're full again. So we're looking at how we can add some more.
Yes.
Something else that came along with this project was a new inline outbound baggage system. What we had before, several of the airlines kind of had their own screeners behind their counters where TSA would go through and check the bags that go out to their carts. So the problem with that, like say one airline would be really busy and probably have more bags than their system could handle, but another carrier, say they didn't have a flight going on, but the system wasn't set up to allow us to move bags between the two systems. The new one that we have now, we have one centralized baggage screening room. And so every airline puts their bag onto a belt behind their counter. It all goes to one centralized centralized screening point. TSA takes your bag, scans it, takes a look at it. It goes back out to the belts, and then it gets sorted to one of these big 3 outbound carousels out there. What this did, it increased the processing capacity and the speed. So it helps lower the chances of you making your flight and your bag not making your flight.
Thank you.
So we're all excited. Yeah, we'll all be very happy about that. Next up, probably more kind of what passengers more tend to interact with, some of our restaurants and retail. So early in the pandemic, the operator of our concessions, not all concessions, just the restaurants and bars, their lease had expired. Of course, COVID had hit, business was down. So instead of renewing their lease, they decided to kind of just pack up shop. Can't totally blame them, to be honest. But Paradis Lagardère, I think is how you pronounce it. It's a French word. I've probably just mutilated it. They had all the contracts for all of our shops, the retail here at the airport, and so we worked a new agreement with them and extended their contract for a few years, and they agreed to go ahead and open up all the restaurants and bars. Started before Thanksgiving last year. What you're seeing here in the top right is the Santa Rosa Kitchen and Kitchen and Bar, Kitchen and Spirits. Maybe it was Kitchen and Grill, I forget. Anyhow, the Santa Rosa, that was used to be the 12th Fairway Bar and Grill. That's open there on the Bono Concourse. The bottom left, you see a picture of the PSP Coffee House, which they get all their coffee sourced locally from the Coachella Valley Coffee. Wonderful. And then next to it, we have the wine bar at PSP, an outdoor wine bar there in the courtyard. If anybody's watching, has never been here, all this stuff is outdoors and it's past security. So you go through our security checkpoint, you get to sit outside under the shade trees. We even have citrus trees. We see pastors picking grapefruit whenever the grapefruit are ripe and they're growing.
Love it.
Yeah, not many other airports you can go through security, pick some grapefruit on your plane.
That's right.
Something new for this holiday season, we just did a dedication, a ribbon cutting, I guess you can call it, for this new restaurant. Top right, it's called Buzz by Barfly. This is over what we call our RJ Concourse, which is gates 12 through 20. It's got a full inside restaurant and bar, outside patio, and I kind of call it a inside patio. If you've been to the RJ Concourse, there's another patio in front of the restaurant, kind of in the gate area with some more tables. In the bottom left, we have something new. We call them the Snack and Go. They're by Avanti. We have 3 of these located in the airport. These are now 24-hour kind of snack and not really gift, but maybe toiletries. It has like some things like Dramamine and things like that. It has snacks and sandwiches and salads and drinks. And this is an option we have that's 24 hours because the shops and restaurants at the airport, they open up about half an hour to 45 minutes prior to the first departure, and they close 30 minutes prior to the last departure of the day. So there's some people who are coming in, like if a flight's coming at 10 o'clock and you're coming to pick somebody up, we might have most of the stuff's going to be closed late at night, but these little marts will be open. There's one pre-security and there's one post-security as well.
Perfect.
And speaking of our awards, some of our accolades, in November, just earlier this month, it's still November. The Points Guy in the annual Reader's Choice Awards, they named us Best Small U.S. Airport. It's the first time yes. We're really excited for that. It is the first time the Points Guy. It's a really popular website. Millions read it weekly. And it's the first time we've actually had a category for best small U.S. or for best airport category. Previously, we've done like airlines and things like that. So in this one, we got best small U.S. airport, the very first airport to be chosen for this category.
Love that.
Best large U.S. airport went to Dallas Fort Worth. Best midsize went to Dallas Left Field, and then best international was to London Heathrow. So we're in pretty good company, I think.
That is incredible, and I just have to say, I see both best small U.S. airport and coolest airport.
Yeah.
When my friends come into town, my chamber friends from across America come into town, they always, when they fly into Palm Springs, they say, it's the cutest, coolest, like sweetest airport I've ever seen. And I'm like, I know, we're so lucky. We really do
and
love
Thrillist recognized that and gave us an award. Well, I don't know if I can call it an award, but they just had an article come out about, they said we're one of America's coolest airports. I thought it was pretty cool.
I think both are awesome because it really is. So well deserved. Nice job.
Thank you. So now it's coming up. Probably hope it's a bit more exciting is all the new airlines and service we have coming. So in order of announcement, we have Flair Airlines is coming to Palm Springs. They are going to be doing twice weekly flights to Edmonton and Vancouver on Fridays and Mondays, and then Toronto on Saturdays and Tuesdays. So it's actually, we'll have some more competing service. We have Air Canada offers Vancouver and Toronto. WestJet also offers Vancouver and Edmonton. So we're getting more carriage on the routes, which is great for competition because that helps bring the airfares down.
Right.
They are Canadian ultra low cost carrier. If I'm familiar with what a ULCC is, that is the a la carte unbundled airline. So, you pay for your seat to get on your ticket to get on the plane. And then if you want to check a bag, you pay for it. If you don't check a bag, it's not included in the price. If you want to drink, it's a couple bucks. But if you don't want to drink, because some airlines they'll give them to you, but it's bundled in, it's included in the ticket. Sure. These airlines will strip it all out and just let you pay truly for what you want to use.
Great.
A little different approach, yeah. So they are starting on the 17th of December and flyflare.com to book. The next one we have coming is an airline called AHA. It stands for Air Hotel Adventure. They basically want to sell your whole vacation package. They are America's newest airline, and they have set up shop as their main destination is Reno Tahoe.
Okay.
So in the wintertime, we can fly. They start on January 3rd, and we'll be able to fly up this winter to go ski nonstop to Reno to go ski in Tahoe. In the summertime, we can fly up to Lake Tahoe to escape the heat. The folks up there, if they get cold, they can come down here and enjoy the valley.
Right. There you go.
So, and what's great about this one is going to be year-round service. It's not just, we have quite a few seasonal routes, but this one's going to be one of our new year-round routes.
Nice. I love that.
And they start on January 3rd of next year, and flyaha.com to book.
Thank
And
you.
another airline called Swoop. We're getting some really interesting airline names.
Very much so. Yeah.
They are coming to town with twice weekly flights on Mondays and Thursdays to Edmonton as well. So we'll now have 3 airlines offering service to Edmonton. They're also another ULCC, so another fully unbundled, kind of just pay for what you want to use.
Yeah.
And they start on the 16th of December, and they are flyswoop.com. And with that, we now will have 13 airlines flying to Palm Springs. With Flair, Swoop, and AHA, also have Air Canada, American, JetBlue, Sun Country, United, Alaska, Allegiant, Delta, Southwest, and WestJet.
That is so cool because just exactly for the reasons you said. Yeah, it's great that folks can, go up to Tahoe when it is warm here, but even better, it's great that they can come here to get out of the snow because guess what? They don't have to shovel the heat, right?
Yeah.
We've got the weather for them. We've got the chamber weather.
Yes, so definitely. Come down here, get in the pool in January.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So with all this new, and we've had a lot of new routes also announced by airlines that have already been serving Palm Springs. So we have a total of 16. So between October 7th of this year and January 3rd, we have a total of 16 new service launches. So we have AHA to Reno, as I mentioned, on January 3rd, it's year-round. Alaska just started nonstop service to Austin on a seasonal basis this past Friday. They started year-round service to San Jose this past Friday as well. Last week, Allegiant started seasonal service to Des Moines, Indianapolis, Nashville, and Provo. So 4 new routes from Allegiant. As I mentioned, Flair has their 3 new routes to Edmonton, Vancouver, and Toronto. JetBlue is doing service to Fort Lauderdale. I have that one labeled as hyper seasonal because it's kind of sporadic. They're going to have mainly flights operating around holidays like Christmas, New Year's, Easter time when people have like a little extra time off, spring break. Right. So it's kind of a little bit sporadic on there, but at least around the major holidays and major travel weekends, we're going to have nonstop to Florida, which would be nice, or they can come here and get out of the humidity.
That's right. And can you tell me a little bit about when it says seasonal, generally what months are those?
Yeah, so typically, anytime an airline runs seasonal service from Palm Springs, at least it follows our tourist season. So which we all kind of starts getting ramped up in November, late October, I guess, and then runs through. Most of the routes will start October, November. Some will start in December, and then they'll operate through the high time of our season. And then they start kind of, if they're going to end for the year, they typically end probably late March to late April. Some go into May. Kind of just depends on where they're going from.
Sure.
So
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. And then Southwest, they started double daily year on Sacramento, October 7th. Seasonal, I think it's 3 or 4 flights a week to Love Field. They started that on November 7th. Then on the 20th, they start Portland on Saturdays, and then they're doing 3 to 4 a week to Chicago Midway starting on the 23rd for seasonal service. Okay. And then we have Swoop, as I just mentioned earlier, going to Edmonton. And one of the things I think I love the most after this, all those new routes, people probably wondering, well, how many different places can we actually fly to? And this is what our current route map looks like now.
And this is my favorite slide, just so you know. I love the growth. So being in the Valley for, 30 or so years and to see where we are today, it's exciting. And I think I've even shared with you, I'm sending this to people to bring their conferences here to say, now is the perfect time to be able to do it because now we serve so many. So really
That's
great
awesome.
job. Yeah.
I love that you're able to do that. I love that we're able to get these new flights and airlines to help, groups like people like you guys and bring these new conferences to town to the Valley. Because I know how important it is to our industry, to the economy. That's where I was going for. I'm like, it's not entertainment.
Nailed it.
Okay, so anyhow, with this, so we have 15 year-round nonstop routes. This holiday season, we'll have 36 nonstop routes. That's the most we've ever had. And now from 13 airlines, which is great. Next up, I got a slide here that shows you which routes you can go to year-round. So we have Allegiant to Bellingham. If people are unfamiliar with where Bellingham is, that is on the border of Washington State and Canada. It's about a 45-minute to 1-hour drive from downtown Vancouver. WestJet does Calgary, American to Dallas-Fort Worth. Southwest, hold on, my radio's going.
It's a busy day. It's okay. Yes, it's
all the things going on at the airport.
Yeah.
American Dallas-Fort Worth, Southwest United to Denver. Southwest is also doing Vegas and Oakland year-round. Alaska to Portland. American and Southwest offer Phoenix year-round. AHA to Reno. Delta to Salt Lake. Alaska and Delta both to Seattle, Alaska and United to San Francisco, Southwest Sacramento, Alaska to San Jose, and WestJet to Vancouver. Those are our year-round routes right now, and we're definitely working to get more. When it comes to air service development, so I work with the airport side. We also partner with Visit Greater Palm Springs to do a team approach to air service development, because they have all the information on tourism, everybody coming in. I do more of the local information. We build a business case together to go to airlines to convince them to do more year-round service or just add more routes. And so some of the ones we're trying to get year-round. We have Chicago and New York on a seasonal basis. We're doing our best to get those year-round. We think this would be great to have in the summertime, especially for us.
Right.
Another one be Houston would be a great option, all the connection opportunities out there. So we're definitely working to get some more year-round routes for the Valley.
Phenomenal and great work. And I love the, for everyone who's out there, who's watching, please choose our local airport. And when you do, post about it, and it's hashtag FlyPSP. It's a great campaign.
Yep. Thank you. So, so something I want to add in here. So we have, all these new airlines, all these new flights coming in, and another fun, great byproduct of that has been the competition, which has been great for the fares. We pulled some data from the USDOT. They publish data on a quarterly basis, and I took a look at it. Right now we have information through Q2 of this year. It's usually about 6 months delay by the time they actually get it published. So I looked at it, and in 2018, the average price of a one-way ticket from Palm Springs was $210. It's now come down 29% to $149 average one way. So the average price of a round trip ticket out of Palm Springs has now come down over $100 since 2018.
Wow, remarkable.
Yeah, I know. When I've been here for a little over a year now, and I kind of just talking to people out in the community, most of them seem to think that we're really just way too expensive than other, say, LA area airports. I'm not going to call any out by name, but I pulled the same data for those airports, the ones in LA, and honestly, we're right neck and neck with them. In some cases, like LAX, I'll just say, I'm calling one out. There's some cases we're actually a little bit cheaper. And the one that's, over in Ontario, I know a lot of people drive there to fly, or maybe they'll fly there, then drive here. So they live somewhere else and drive to Ontario and they rent a car and drive here. If you have friends or family doing that, let them know. Check Palm Springs. Our prices have come down. Our ticket prices, their average one way is within like $3 to $5 of ours. And I don't think, saving $5 is worth driving an hour and a half to Ontario,
That's right. I mean, for us, the convenience of it is just, it's unmatched. So
yeah. Plus, you're not going to get the outdoor courtyard and bar that we have.
That's right.
Have that there.
I love
my gosh. So anyhow, we have more flights, more airlines, fares are coming down. So people are trying to get more. It's easier for people to choose to fly local and support their local airport. And something else it's doing is driving our passenger traffic to record numbers. We, of course, took a huge hit in travel with COVID, just like every other airport, every other industry out there. We didn't think we were going to get back to pre-pandemic numbers, so probably early 2023. By the time we reached May of this year, we hit 95% of May of 2019 numbers. And June, July, August, September, October have all been record-setting months for us. All those records that we beat this year were all previously set in 2019. 2019 was before it was a record-setting year for us. It was the busiest year we've had on record. And now this year we've been great. And we don't expect to beat overall calendar year 2019 because we started out so far down the hole. If you remember January, we had another lockdown and all that. So we're going to be good. And so we're hopeful for a strong finish to the year, and next year should do great. In fact, this year we're expecting November, December to probably set records as well. With all the airlines and new flights, we have more departing scheduled seats than we have in years past. Same for arriving seats. Once a seat flies in, it flies out. So same number if you just want to reverse it. If for those in the tourism industry locally, if you're wondering how many seats are coming in to bring business to you, just, it's basically the same. But so for November, we have a little over 14% more available seats coming in and out of Palm Springs than we did before. December, a little over 16%. Coming, so they have more capacity to fly people in or to fly locals out. Starting 2022, we're looking at the same thing. We have almost 20% more available seats in January compared to January 2020. And then February, a little over 15% more compared to February 2020. So definitely, I think we have a strong finish to this year and a strong start to next year.
Absolutely. It looks great.
And then, so something you kind of touched on a little bit when you mentioned, asking people to fly locally. And I kind of like to include this a little bit. People are out there, they say, okay, all these great new airlines and things, but we want to be able to we want more year-round service. We want nonstop to some other city we don't currently have. So the
Mhm.
best way for people that they can help is, it comes to air service development, it really is a community effort. We make our case to the airline, we get them to come in, but then we really have to make sure the community is aware of it and that they use the service, because air service is a use it or lose it.
Mhm.
Just like any other business, a new restaurant opens. If nobody goes to eat, that restaurant's going to close.
Right.
And so people maybe who are choosing to drive to another airport, it disincentivizes an airline to expand here locally at Palm Springs. So they're going to think, well, they're all driving to LAX. I'm getting them out of there. Why should I take another airplane and drop it into this other airport where I can do it over here? So, choosing to fly local as often as you can really drives the demand and gives us and Visit Greater Palm Springs a better case for
That's
making service. And like you mentioned earlier, encourage everyone to fly local and to use PSP. Your friends, your family, if they're flying in to visit you, tell them to come here. I mean, if you're going to pick them up, it's easier to pick them up here than to drive into LA.
There you go. That's right. No one wants to make that drive.
Well,
No
you
one.
don't deal with the traffic either.
Right.
And then also just helping us spread the word. If you have a business out there with a newsletter, feel free to reach out to us. I can give you some information. Include our route announcements in your newsletters if you like to share social posts on there. Speaking of social media, if you want to share it, so we keep up with us. You look for a handle, Fly PSP, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We put all of our announcements on there. We do news announcements, updates, just things going at the airport. Sometimes we do promotions. We've given away tickets on JetBlue, given away tickets on Southwest. We actually partnered with Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. They gave us a full vacation package to do Vegas promotion here to promote our new air service to Vegas, because we got nonstop Vegas back in May, if you remember.
Yes.
And they had us do a promotion. So they gave us, it was tickets, hotel, it was a show in Vegas, a helicopter ride, all kinds of great stuff,
Yeah.
So
I know Daniel because I entered that contest. So.
Oh, did you? Good. Well, thank you for entering. Sorry you didn't win.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
And then also flypsp.com is our website. We have a newsletter we're getting ready to start putting out. I think our first one should come out next month. We're going to be keeping just news and updates and things that are going on for the community. So just go to flypsp.com, scroll to the bottom, and you will find a link to sign up. And that's actually all I've got for a presentation.
Well, I just can't thank you enough for not just coming on and sharing, the travel tips, new flights, what to look forward to, how people can get involved, but Daniel, doing it on your busiest day of the year. I really, really appreciated that as well. I know
You
you
are
guys are
welcome.
just slammed today, but we couldn't be happier with everything that you're doing and that the airport is doing to bring these guests and visitors in. We can definitely see it and feel it, and our businesses need it. So thank you for all that you do. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. You're welcome. We appreciate it. One final tip, speaking of the busiest day, our main lot outside of the terminal main parking lot is full. So if you're coming in, just FYI, we have a overflow holiday / economy lot that is open. When you get to the airport, just follow the signs. It has shuttle service to and from the terminal, so park over there. And it's also a little bit cheaper than the main lot. It's $18 a day versus $20 a day, so you save a little bit of money with that too. So
Perfect.
again, because it's a shuttle ride, head to park. Again, get here 90 minutes early so you have time to take the shuttle in and check your bags and all that stuff. I promise today is not the day to come running in at the last minute.
That's right. And I think that there's a lot of folks out there watching we are kind of accustomed to that because, it is our smaller airport, but today is not the day to take advantage of that ease.
Well, I think too, like all people, like we couldn't really travel, last Thanksgiving and all, and so people really want to go see their families. So people are pinned up and ready to go fly. So it's getting busy out there. So
It is. Well, promise to come back and share more as more things develop, as you have more announcements. We just love that we can be a champion for our local Palm Springs airport. And thanks again for jumping on today, one of your busiest days.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing you soon. Take good care of yourself.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. And thanks for joining us today. That was so great to hear about what our airport is doing. New flights, a lot of movement, a lot of change that are bringing the tourists here and conventions here. And we sure do need it. So thanks for tuning in today. I hope you guys are all having just a great start to your holiday so far. There's a lot of people out on the roads right now. There's a lot of people in town. I think our Coachella Valley just swells to, over 1 million people during times like this. And the things that I want you to remember are just to be patient and kind. Give yourselves and others grace. Be careful on the roads. And I'm just definitely thankful for all of you. This show was brought to at the beginning of the pandemic just to bring you news and information. And we're going to keep doing it because there's great things happening in the Valley. So thanks for tuning in today. We look forward to seeing you again soon. If there's a way that I can help you, your business, you professionally, please don't hesitate to reach out. That's what your Chamber of Commerce is here for. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving and happy Hanukkah.